Hello and welcome to another video. In today's video we're going to be talking about our 1964 Bolens Estate Keeper EK7. You may have noticed this isn't the Raider 9, and that is sitting over here, and we aren't continuing with this project today because we are waiting for more parts to progress, so we'll continue this project in another video. However, I think we've found a worthy substitute in one of our favourite tractors, the Estate Keeper. This tractor last featured in one of our videos 1 year ago in part 1 of our virtual tractor show. This was part of the big lineup. And before that, about 5 years ago, we did quite a lot of work to this, and we didn't get this much before the 5 years ago when we did tons of work on it. A few things that we did: the seat had been modified. It had a extending panel to make it higher, which we took off. We put a new ignition key on because it had some weird ignition thing that was mounted on there. You can kind of see where it was mounted. Then we did a top end rebuild on the engine. We did head gasket, valves, carburetor. And since we haven't had any problems with the engine, this Wisconsin 7 horsepower engine runs very smoothly actually. And then the battery, we did put on quite a small battery at first, but then a couple of years ago in a video we switched it to this one, which is what it should have had, I think. And we did cover some of this work in a video that we made 5 years ago, which if you want to go back and watch that, I had a lot squeakier voice, and hopefully if you watch that you'll be able to see how much we've improved video wise. However, today we decided to get this out so we can clean it up, check it over, and hopefully take it for a drive. First, for the cleaning, and this tractor is covered in a thick layer of dust from being in storage, so I'm going to hit it or go over it with the brush a bit, then we'll hit it with the airline, and lastly give it a bit of a wash over. We've now done the brushing and the airline work, so now on to some water cleaning. You might be wondering why we're not doing this outside, and that is because it is boiling hot, especially in the sun, and we currently have a bit of a drought going on here in the UK at the moment, and some people have hosepipe bans. We don't at the moment. However, we're not going to be using the hose for this. We're just using a bucket of water, and we're going to try and be as responsible as possible and use as little water as possible while still getting the job done. So, time to do a bit of cleaning on here. So the paintwork on this tractor really isn't too good. It's been repainted in the past, and this white colour isn't actually the correct colour white. And I think while they were repainting this, a previous owner repainted the deck at the same time, because we believe this should be green. You can actually see the green coming through the new white paint on that. But that's one of the things that we think we might do sooner rather than later is a deck refurbishment. Now, another thing we noticed when we first got this was there's quite a lot of damage to this rear engine cover. If you just look around, you can see there's this welding here. Someone's put this angle iron brace on up here to strengthen it. You can see there's another long weld there. Then one that goes under this panel. Not sure if this should be on here or someone would put that on for extra support. Then that weld carries on underneath here. There's another one on this corner, which goes all the way around this bit, but on the other side. So this is quite damaged. But in future, what we'd like to do with this tractor is fully strip it down and fully restore it, since, as we said earlier in the video, it is definitely one of our favourites. We've finished up with our cleaning now, and although the imperfections in the paint make it look as though the tractor is still quite dirty, the bucket of water says otherwise with the amount of grime in that. So I think that was time well spent doing that. And while we've been doing that, the battery has been on charge. We've checked the tyre pressures, the oil level and the fuel, and that's all sorted. So what we thought we would do now is give you a bit of a guide to the controls on the tractor, because we have had that requested to us in the past. And this tractor is quite different to all of our other ones. So we thought it'd be interesting to do a control guide on here. Now, basic things, steering wheels are there. However, on this tractor, it's a bit different to others in that you are sitting kind of in front of the steering because it's articulated. And you can see just how close the wheels get to each other. That's one of the really good things about this tractor is the turning circle, which makes it good for driving around trees and stuff like that. Anything where you have to turn around in a very small space. Then on here you have your ignition, throttle and choke. Then on here we've written down the gear pattern, but that isn't standard. We wrote that on there because we couldn't find it anywhere else on here. Then on the other side here you have the clutch and brake pedal there, which that pedal acts as clutch and brake in one. And then back on this side you have this big lever, which is your attachment lift, which currently we have our mowing deck on the front. And there you go, you can lift up and down with that. Now there is an adjustment on the cutting deck, which are these. There's one on this side, one on the other, which is your deck mowing height, but you wouldn't really be using them as you're driving along. You'd want to set them up first. Now the rest of the important controls are behind me, because you've got the engine and the gearbox back here. So this is the gear lever here. I showed you the gear pattern earlier, so that's reverse, first, second and third, which that can be quite difficult if you try and do it while you're facing forwards and you're trying to do it, but if you turn around a bit, it's actually alright. It is a bit strange to get used to having to kind of turn around a bit to do the controls behind you, but you do get used to it. And the final control on here is this, which is the PTO lever, which you push down. It can be quite difficult sometimes. And then you turn it around here, and then you pull it out a bit. There you go, and then it locks there. And that's how you turn the PTO on. And then you do the same thing in reverse to get it back. Which, in terms of PTO implements for this tractor, we have the deck on at the moment. So we would use that for the deck. And you could also, at the time when this was being made, get a snowblower for it. But we haven't actually seen one of those here in the UK. Now for the final control, which is the freewheeling control, which does the same job as the axle pin does on a Bolens tube frame, which is to engage the drive, or when it's off to allow you to push the tractor. So in the moment it's in freewheeling mode. If I push this in and turn it round, then it is ready to go into driving mode. But you have to move it about a bit, as you're pulling it forward and back a bit until it engages properly. There you go, it's engaged. You can see the control part has actually come out, and now I can no longer pull it forward very far, and it is ready to be driven. So the next thing to do is go for a drive. However, we have some mail to open, so when we get back from that, we'll be outside and ready to take it for a drive. We're inside now, and we've got our piece of mail here, which I like the packaging this is in, because by the looks of it I don't need my letter opener or anything. I just need to pull this tab here. I would show you from the other side, but it's got addresses and stuff on it. So as we open this up here, this is from someone whose channel I've only recently found and subscribed to, and that is Grandpa Kevin. Now, he doesn't post too often, however his videos are well worth a watch, and you can see we've got some of his stickers here. Took us a little bit of time to detach them from the letter, but we've got the stickers and what we believe to be coasters. So thank you very much, Grandpa Kevin, and these are two very good designs which show his sense of humour, which is another reason why you should go over, check out Grandpa Kevin's channel and watch some of his videos, and remember to comment, let him know that we sent you, and let's get back out to the action with the estate keeper. We're back outside now, and I've got my sun hat, and we've got the tractor outside, so let's see if it'll start and we'll go from there. back in the workshop now, and a quick summary of how that went. After a year of this tractor not being used, it started well and ran well, especially in the temperatures, and is now working well as a workshop radiator. Shame we don't need it in these temperatures, but that'd be nice in the winter. But that was a good job by the estate keeper with how well it ran. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.